Bayama, welcome to Boomplay.
Thank you.
This is my second time of meeting you
Okay, cool.
in person. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
How has it been for you? I mean, since the release of the album, the rounds, the video shoots, the album promotion and marketing. How has it been going for you?
Hectic, to say the least. We've probably been working on this album musically for around 2 years, and then like the actual rollout probably for the last, give or take, like 8 months nonstop. So it's been hectic, but it's been fun. It's been a really cool learning experience. I've definitely been through a lot as a creative, and then also like as like the person kind of spearheading the marketing and the rollout, and like just the thought process behind the execution. So, but yeah, it's cool though. I'm excited. I'm happy the album is out. I'm happy people like it.
Your last album, you actually camped in Spain or in Europe to make the album. What approach did you take this time? Were you at one particular location to record all the songs, or it was spread across places?
The album happened across LA, Ghana, Ghana, London, Amsterdam. So across 4 countries. And it was a lot of fun. I think every different country brought its own kind of vibe. Like LA was a party vibe. Ghana was a very like chill, home-based kind of vibe. London was more just like calm and focused, and Amsterdam was interesting and unique, to say the least. We had a very, very interesting experience in Amsterdam. Yeah.
As an artist, I would say you broke first in Nigeria before spilling over into Ghana. Was it a deliberate move on your part to do it that way, or circumstances compelled you to adopt the approach?
Yes, I would definitely say circumstances compelled. I tried in Ghana actually for the whole year of 2018, and there wasn't really much traction. So the next step was to, because I was being embraced in the alternative scene in Nigeria, just to go there and build from there and eventually come back.
Amaarae, Nigerians were claiming you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Have you told them you are ours?
I don't think they will agree. Truthfully, they gave me Amaarae. They gave me my Nigerian passports like 2-3 years ago. So they like, I don't think they will agree. But at the end of the day, we are all one Africa. Truthfully, that's all that matters. Like, so yeah.
Fountain Baby. I saw the name as your face to the name, but it never connected. That is going to be the title of your project. What does it represent? What does it mean?
Endless swag, an abundant child of God. Why is that funny?
It connects because the angel.
The angel. Don't know, yeah.
Do you know that didn't even click? Wow, I'm a very like spiritual person, like, and I'm very like serious about like my relationship with God, and I think either people don't know that, or people don't really take it seriously. But I'm starting to realize that there's a real thread in like my albums and my music, where at the end of the day, it all comes down to like the practice of worship, as far as like God is concerned.
Yeah, we saw that with the reaction when you put out that billboard.
Oh my God.
That image.
Period.
And the conversation online.
Yeah.
The religious people on one side, the non-religious people on the other side. That divide with regards to your music as well and your visuals. I want to know, how do you manage to keep Amaarae, the personality Amaarae as you are, and the artist Amaarae?
You mean separate, or?
Yeah, how do you navigate those worlds, and do people's opinion or misconception actually affect you in that regard?
No, I don't care about people's. I think that's like the thing that has carried me the most, is like believing in the things that I believe in and not caring about people's opinions. As far as like, separating, I guess, Ama the person versus like Amaarae the artist, and then the art itself. I think at the end of the day, like, I make art, and it's subjective. And then at the end of the day, I go home and I go home to my family. Um, so I'm able to separate the two worlds. But as far as like the the billboard with regards to that specific billboard, it's funny. If anyone is paying attention on the highway on the N1, there's actually a billboard that says "Repent, Jesus is coming soon," and that's where I got that inspo for that billboard. So it was actually my homage to like Ghanaian churches and how they build their graphics, and that was like me trying to take like Ghana to the world. And I think like a lot of people thought it was like blasphemous, but it really was just saying like I'm the savior, I'm the messiah of music,
Yeah, we like it.
Yeah, some people didn't though. Like people were pissed.
I saw the reaction online. It was crazy.
Yeah, I just muted it. I was like, whatever, you guys will get over it. Like I really love God. So for anyone to ever think that I would like be blasphemous in that sense, it was a bit comical to me. I think it was more so like a real homage to like, like just the art direction of like how churches approach the way that they market to people. And like, honestly, like I think it's cool. So, yeah.
One thing that I really appreciate about you, the music aside, is your visuals. I mean, if you look at Fluid, you look at Reckless, Sweet, you look at Coaster, you look at Sad Girls Love Money, all of them, and even Wasted Eyes, all of them are carefully put together. I want to know, how do you come about with those concepts and the execution? How involved are you?
I'm 1,000% like involved in the execution of my visuals. But I think that I'm also blessed on all of these projects that I've worked on to work with great directors and to have two great creative directors as well. Yeah, two great creative directors as well. One of them prefers to remain anonymous, and I actually almost just said their name, so I'm just gonna leave both of them out. But yeah, two great creative directors, and we're like literally in the trenches, we're doing everything down to like selecting the director, down to like picking our lighting, down to sitting in all the edit sessions. Like people really don't understand how much of a rigorous process like making a good music video is, but I love it because it's like the extension of the music. Now I get to show you how you should hear or feel about the music.
You've done a couple of collaborations as well. The Janelle Monet, you've done with Ketra, Nada, you've been featured by Babyface on this album. Actually, that hit me hard. I mean, I never expected Babyface. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about how that happened, the Babyface feature?
Shout out to Ramsey and Abdel. Ramsey and Abdel are they're two Ghanaian guys. Abdel actually is friends with Babyface's manager, Rika. And they were telling him like, oh yeah, we're working on this project and it's Kenny, Babyface, and all girls. And they were like, yo, you should check out Amaarae. And then they played him some of my music and he was like, yeah, we need to get her in the studio. And literally Ramsey hit up my brother and he told me, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. And I went into the studio with Kenny for 3 days. And yeah, we wrote records and he's amazing. And I learned a lot.
Wow. Amma, what have you learned within the music space, like the music business, vis-a-vis your personal growth and your ambition?
What have I learned?
Yeah.
I've learned a lot, but I guess like my top few would be first and foremost, always be hungry for education. Study people's paths, study the music business, immerse yourself in like the true business of what you're doing and understanding like your brand and how to build it. I don't think it's advisable for any artist to just leave their brand and their business and their business management to anybody else. They should be an integral part of it. So I think learning, studying is a huge one for me. It's something that I apply. The second thing that I think I've learned is managing relationships and being pleasant to work with. And that's something that took me a while, but like I think I've always valued like the idea of not, even if I don't agree with someone, or if someone does something to me that I don't like, I don't just burn the bridge. You know, I take my time and I manage like relationships and situations. I think that's definitely important because you never know who is asking about you and who's going into a room to vouch for you. And I think my name has ended up in a lot of places because I've just been respectful of relationships. I think the third thing I would say that I've learned is more so in a creative sense. I've grown a lot, both as a visual creator and also like as a producer. And I think the most impactful thing that I learned about making music was like really becoming a producer, you know, like learning how to put songs together and also like being my own A&R. Like all my albums are put together by me as far as like putting the teams together, thinking about the concepts, the vision. You know, records like Wasted Eyes and Counterfeit are like ideas that I thought of in bed and then executed and brought teams together to execute. So I think like just really like training my ear and my thirst for music and like building on that.
Okay, so with the previous album, we did have about 9 to 10 features on it, and it was pretty big with that. But with Fountain Baby, no features, just like collaborations. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, because honestly, features are incredibly hard to clear. Yeah, truth, like that was kind of like the genesis of that. You know, chasing people for features is very long, and when it really came down to it, I felt like I was carrying the songs by myself as I was singing them. Do you get what I'm saying? I was able to channel different parts of my voice and of my personality. There was 2 people I wanted on this album, MIA, who I chased for months, and I was still trying to get MIA to do a verse for a remix. And she was down to do it, but she was just all over the place, and she was dropping her album. And the second person was Young Thug. And right when we were about to like start trying to get the feature,
Rico.
you know, free thug. Literally like right when we're about to start conversations, that happened. So once I couldn't get MIA or Thug, I was like, I'm just gonna do the album by myself, you know. I think I also felt like I had something to prove as far as being able to really carry records on my own and, you know, send a message, you know.
Well, the message was well received.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. Because I didn't want any more questions asked after this album. I've answered all the questions. Is she capable? Yes.
Yeah. But moving forward, I'm sure a lot of people would also like collaborative works. Because, for example, when you worked with Live on Bling Bling, and Santi's song, your verse was very like
a standout.
Exactly. So with the way you work and the way you relate to other artists, you could also put other artists on the map. Like, my point is. I know, right? So yeah, my point is like your style is really different and it's international. Are there other artists, young cats you want to work with? Like you notice them.
So basically, who is exciting you at this moment within the Ghanaian space?
Okay, yeah. Do you know who I really love? J Bad and Okenneth. Like love. Anyway, Super Jazz Club is really fire as well. Like I love like the path that they're taking and like they're really like building their own unique, you know, kind of vibe. I've seen who else can I like think of? I've been seeing Baba J around a lot. I think like she's like growing and developing, and I'm excited to see like how she like fares as time goes on. There's also another girl, Sophie. Yeah, I think I've like seen like some of her rap freestyles as well. They're like pretty cool. I'm excited to see how she develops as well. LaRusso. I really like LaRusso. Why is that funny?
We are excited.
Yeah. But LaRusso is so fun. Yeah. Actually, he's been trying to do a track with me. So, well, he has to send me the track. So if he ever sends it, cool. LaRusso is so fire. I think he's cool as well. There's someone else that I like, but I can't really think of them right now. But I won't say that's who I F with. Yeah.
Crooked and Straight.
Oh wow, throw it
Yeah.
back.
Anthem for the hoes.
Period.
When you hear those, what memory comes to you?
I hear a legend in the making personally. I don't know. No, honestly, it's if you actually now go back, if you trace my lineage back to Cricket Straight and Anthem for These Hoes, like the developed version is like Water from Wine on my album, or like Aquamarine Loves Ecstasy. Truthfully, Cricket Straight, there were a lot of songs on the Cricket Straight album that I can directly trace their lineage to some songs on Fountain Baby, like Angels in Tibet, Wasted Eyes, Disguise. Like there's songs on the Cricket Straight album, like Road to Self-Destruction, Heliotrope, so many that I think like it's actually kind of shown that I've become who I wanted to be at that time.
Well, you've been an independent artist. I think this album is on a major. What's exciting for you being an independent artist, and what excites you being on a major level now?
What is the most exciting thing about being an independent artist is like the fact that there is the only person responsible for your growth, for your success is you. So I really like that, because at the end of the day, I only could hold myself accountable for moving forward. I had total control. Luckily for me, by the time I went to a major, I had built up the leverage. So I have full creative control and a lot of like control over other like technical stuff as well in my contract. So it's quite the same. What I like about working with a major is that with my label specifically, I think like they really cared about this project, and they really put like their power and their muscle behind it. And I really got to see what it's like when you have a machine excited about you and working for you. You know what I mean? And like coupling that with like your creativity and your independent mind, like it was really a synergy, and we worked hand in hand. And I really love how like they respected and were so excited about the ideas that I was bringing to the table. And I was in the trenches with everyone at my label, working hand in hand with them, from like from the people that do video commissioning to my marketing manager to my A&R to everyone. It was like a team effort, to the social media guys. So yeah, yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Your mom is your manager.
Yeah.
You are her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You are the artist. You are the product.
Mm-hmm.
How is the dynamic like in terms of business? Mm-hmm. Because I know sometimes you might have an idea, you might have a suggestion how to even present it to her, considering she's your mother and she's your manager. I'm curious to know how that dynamic works.
Yeah, man, it's a complex dynamic, and what I realized about my mom is that at the end of the day, she's an African mom, right? So she doesn't care about like Amaarae being a star or being an artist. Like for her, a lot of the times, sometimes she never just sees me as an artist, but as her daughter. So like there's outfits that I'll wear, like the outfit that I wore to Black Panther had like a cut on the coochie, right? We fought for like 4 days. She did not want me to wear that outfit, but I was like, bro, are you thinking about your daughter who our relatives are going to see and they're going to be like, now man, share sad day wait? Or are you thinking about Amaarae, the artist who needs to look sexy on the red carpet? Let's make it make sense. So I think that dynamic is definitely complex, but we always come to an agreement. I think she's really grown to really respect and understand like, my business acumen and like how I understand how I want to brand myself. So she's come to terms with that. But I think as business partners, we have the same work ethic, we have the same drive, we complement each other really well. And, as much as we fight, there's no one else in the world I would rather be like taking this journey with, because I think that's like the person who will follow me to the end of the earth, and like really believes in like my talent.